right. Hello, and welcome to Iconic Productions. I am Becca, the GM for the 13th Age group, the Heroes at the Edge of Desolation, and these fine folk are the Obsidian Souls, the heroes.
Done the finger
That are going
like
into
7 times tonight.
I was thinking like the air horn, like the exciting thing. Anyways, yes.
So yeah, 13th Age is a D20 role-playing game. So we typically use the 20-sided dice for most of our roles. It's a very heroic fantasy game, and this game is set in the world of Tanar, an Iconic Production mastermind piece, masterpiece.
Yes.
Something, we're working on it. It's fine.
We stream live every Monday, and it has been an extension of our love of 13th Age that we have been bringing to our Patreons for the last 3 years through Iconic Podcast. Becca has been a long-term addition to that particular...
Uno year.
Uno year.
But still, long-term, a year.
They kept me around.
But for the rest of our cast, when did you start playing 13th Age?
October.
When you started the
Yeah.
stream?
Yep, that was the first time.
I started playing actually a solid year ago with JM and Becca at JM's basement.
Yeah. games.
Where it all
VIP
started.
basement games.
Hey, that's where I got my start.
Right?
It's fine.
I don't know
Started
when I
from the
started.
basement, now we're here.
You. I don't know when I started. How many weeks after you guys started did I show up?
Like only a couple.
Yeah, and this was my first game besides I used to play Pathfinder, and then this was my first TTRPG after that. It's been a wild ride.
So I thought it would be a great way to talk about how you guys feel about 13th Age. How has this been learning a new system, learning new people, because this is the first time most of you have met each other, or at least half of you have met each other. So I think that's where I'm going with that.
Yeah, shoot. You guys have been so nice. My character is so wild, and I feel like you guys have just been like, yeah, this makes sense. She's doing her thing, that's great. I don't know, that's crazy. The characters in this game are very cool, and I love how it's kind of like, even with mine, you can do random spells and random warps and stuff, and it's all me. I kind of get to put in my own narrative, like my own creativity into it, so it's more of just a GM world, and it's kind of more like a player-driven world. I like that a lot.
That's kind of what I was going to say. It's a lot easier to control kind of what's going on and through icon relationships and things like that, and just having that narrative control.
Yeah.
Which was very scary at first, especially when Y summoned some giant golems to fight us and then just disappeared on us. That was a great time. Great time.
He's not bitter.
Not bitter at all. But I do think it is really nice, and it's been pretty easy with the instructions that we've been given, and I think it's all from the book, just telling us how to level up and doing incremental advancements and things like that. It's been good to do it that way.
Yeah, easy to pick it up for sure.
Yeah.
I like the narrative driven. I like that things are less focused on, which is why I poked my fun earlier. Things are less about rules and more about story. And I think that the rules actually cater to story. So, her hair color thing. She was like, this doesn't even do anything. And I was like, well, it's for, roleplay purposes.
Yeah, fun things. It's just randomly
Permanent-ish.
something about you changes, and it might last forever. I don't know. It's okay, all right, give me yellow hair. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the losing my horns thing, that was my decision, actually. Becca was like, okay, so you have to give something up. What do you want to give up? And I was like, well, it has to be something that's going to impact the story, or else this doesn't work. And so I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
A little upsetting, but very cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I loved that it was your idea. I actually didn't even think about that. I was thinking of 5 other things. So I was like, oh, maybe she'll give up this or this. And then you said, well, my horns, because they're a symbol of my warlord status. And I went,
No.
oh! That's perfect. And I had no idea that. Okay, I'm all for this.
You can surprise the GM, which
Oh.
is fun.
All the time. If you ever just see me blink, I'm resetting.
Nice.
Well, that is awesome. We like doing these Q&As for our patrons because they are, of course, very excited and invested in the story that we are creating, and they enjoy being a part of that process and seeing how you guys are enjoying something that they also love. And so we appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us this evening. We're going to let our players go. I have 2 very specific questions for our GM, and so we're going to change camera angles and be right back.
Every month we allow our patrons to ask questions for the month, and it just so happens that this month they are very specifically about some previous episodes of the Iconic podcast. So I am hoping that you will have some
I know nothing.
some delightful insight for our patrons. The
Okay.
first question is from Brian.
Hello, Brian.
And his question is, any good terrain types to riff off the Christmas encounter? So Easter Bunny monster eggs or birthday party constructs, etc. He's specifically looking at ways to do a variation on the adventure where the adventurers rescue Santa Claus after the sled crashes.
So you're asking about monster ideas? I guess.
Well, he specifically starts with
Encounters.
terrain types.
Okay. I mean, because, like, if you're going to go with any of the winter holidays, such as Christmas, or, I mean, you could even do Hanukkah. It would be snow. Oh, you guys are locked in. Snow and ice. For sure. I think if I was going to do an Easter or a springtime, I would have overrun growth and greenery. And that would bring in those plant monsters that are always fun and slightly terrifying to think of plants trying to eat you. Yeah. Playing off of holidays is always an interesting game to play because you have people's expectations. If I were going to do a, say, Valentine's Day one, they would definitely be like hunting down Cupid, and it would probably be, it'd probably be in like a hotel.
Ooh, I
or
like
like an
that.
inn or something, somewhere where there's people that Cupid keeps affecting, and so I would make it somewhere that is populated.
Oh, speed dating for sure.
Oh, that's terrifying. Yes. You have to speed date through and find out who's Cupid. That sounds awful. I mean, something to inflict on players, but, you know. So, yeah.
Alrighty. Victor has asked, or has stated, you've mentioned using the third-party classes from Dark Pacts
Mm-hmm.
and Ancient Secrets on the show, or at least the Shadow Mage. What do you think of the power level under or over, and did they bring something new mechanically to the table, not just flavor?
Oh, yes and yes. Overpowered. I thought at first that maybe some of them were overpowered. And there might be times when my lovely little Fate Weaver feels super overpowered. But I don't think they are. At least from the ones I've seen. I've only seen... Okay, I've seen 5 of them. I've seen the Abomination, the Fate Weaver, the Scion, the Sword Mage, and the Warlock. So 5 out of 6. I think they bring... I mean, they definitely bring flavor. Do they bring mechanics? Yes. I mean, because with 13th Age, the flavor is the mechanics. I mean, you don't have a Warlock until the Dark Pacts and Ancient Secrets, and that's such a core class now in any D20 game. And yeah, being able to do things like the Fate Weaver does and messing with the timeline is a very mechanical thing. Even if a lot of her stuff feel flavorful, she's definitely affecting what I do as a GM at the table. So that's very mechanical. It's not just flavor.
Well, and a lot of that tends to be behind the scenes because it's affecting story decisions that we may not be able to show, right immediately in the action of battle. Or even...
I mean, the Fate Weaver, she has an at-will spell where she can cast boons, and once a round, give people another D20. It's once per round. It's not the entire thing, woman. Anyway, sorry, Victor. So like the boon, or even the one where I, as a GM, have to choose whether or not I'm going to roll, with disadvantage or take damage to my monsters. That's a very mechanical thing. It's not flavor. It's I weigh the odds and, well, will this kill me or not? So, yeah. I hope that answers your question. I feel like I rambled a little bit, but...
Well, we appreciate you joining us for another monthly Q&A. We love bringing you new people because, of course, as Iconic Production has become a production, we have lots of new people to introduce you to, a lot of shows for you to watch. If you are not watching our live streams, we hope that you remember that we have a YouTube channel where you can check out all of our shows anytime you want.
Woo!
Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Becca and the Heroes on the Edge of Desolation. And we all want to thank you very sincerely for your support over the years.
Thank you so much.